Hey, and welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at a cool new product from Sonitus Acoustics. If you're familiar with Sonitus, you've probably seen the vast array of acoustical products they produce, like sound absorption panels and diffusers. This product we are looking at today is their bass drum muffling solution, the Kicker. As they describe it, it's the world's first head-to-head bass drum muffler and is custom designed for each size bass drum on the market today. I have to preface by saying, although this video is not sponsored, I did receive this product for free from Sonitus and Working Drummer Podcast as part of their recent 300th episode giveaway. Quick side note, if you enjoy great podcasts and drumming, I highly recommend Working Drummer Podcast, as they do a great job curating conversations with different drummers, music industry professionals, and other relevant guests on a weekly basis. I cannot begin to explain how great this show is and the relevancy to ground-level working drummers like myself. They actually recently released an episode with Anthony Gramani, the head of Sonitus Acoustics, and they go into great depth about room treatments, sound dampening, and also highlighting some of the products they produce, like the Kicker. If you're interested in checking that out, I'll have a link to that specific episode below. As you can see when you order the Kicker, it's essential to understand exactly what size drum you're planning to use it for. Since the muffler will sit against both the resonant and batter head, you'll need to account for the depth, and with the contoured bottom to match the diameter of the drum, you'll have to account for the head size as well. So there isn't much flexibility when buying this, with the idea that you'll be able to switch it in and out of different drums, unless those drums are all the same diameter and depth. In the past, I've been pretty simple in my approach to muffling the bass drum. I've often used a pre-muffled batter head like the Aquarian Super Kick, Remo Power Stroke, or Evans EMAD, and I typically even add more muffling like a pillow or towel. Even in a jazz setting, I typically add something like a simple felt strip to each head for a little muffling. One thing I've liked about using towels is the simplicity to add it through a small porthole in the front, and even add more towels as needed if I find myself wanting more dampening. In all honesty though, I muffle my kick until it's pretty thumpy, and I don't really make adjustments after that. The installation for the Kicker does require you to move the front head, but once it's set in place, you're pretty good. And for me, my porthole, which is the standard 4 to 5 o'clock position, was still completely usable even with the Kicker in place. You can very easily adapt the Kicker to alter the amount of muffling by removing any one of the 3 foam inserts along the bottom, or on the Kicker 2.0, which I have here, the strip located at the top center of the device. Removing the top strip also creates a flat, steady place to set a microphone. I love how they were creative enough to size out this little strip to work perfectly with the industry standard Shure Beta 91A. You can position it in the middle or slide it closer to the batter or reso head for a different sound. And once it's in place, you can use Velcro to lock it in place if you plan to move this drum around with everything set. Sonitus also offers a small mic stand that is designed to fit in the track as well. You can see here how I attached my Shure Beta 52, and not only does it hold it in place securely, but I was able to even fit the entire unit with mounting plate and microphone through my small 5-inch porthole in the front. For this video, I did recordings of my kick drum wide open, other than the Super Kick head muffling, and then with a towel in the bass drum, and finally with the Kicker in place. In an effort to give a fair comparison, I used the same mic placement for all 3 of the sound demos. In all honesty, my favorite feature about the Kicker is the internal miking options, but for sake of comparison, it wasn't fair to the other muffling methods. From listening back to the different demos, I think the sound from a low-budget option like a towel or pillow to the kicker is somewhat minimal. But I did notice a little more tone from the kicker. I think the ability to have both heads in contact with the muffling helps cut down on some sustain, but the lighter porous foam allows some vibration to still pass through. I'm no acoustician, but that's what I'm hearing in person and back on the recordings. Although you're limited with each kicker to the size of just one drum, it does suit and work with that drum very well. It's not sliding around at all, and even when I turn my drum up to change heads, it's not falling over. I absolutely love what they designed with the mic mounting plate and a track for a boundary microphone. As a gigging drummer, I'm always looking for ways to lighten my load, and if I can avoid having to bring a kick mic stand and just set the microphone inside of the bass drum, I really appreciate it. I guess my decision on recommending this product would be based on how convenient it is for you specifically. I own multiple kits with the same size bass drum, so I can use this kicker in multiple drums. In almost all live situations with these size drums, I'm miking the bass drum, so I'll benefit from that aspect of it. The kicker does come in at around $50, and the mic plate adds another $25. For me, the price is steep, but when you consider the amount of money you're willing to spend on shells, heads, beaters, microphones, and all sorts of other components to get the most from your bass drum, I can justify spending this much on this sort of product. I know a pillow or towel would be a free alternative, but if the price is your only factor to weigh in, this won't be for you. After listening to the Working Drummer podcast with Anthony from the company, I get the vibe that he also recognizes his products are not suited for every musician in every situation. But if it is a good fit, he makes a fantastic product. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know what you think by leaving a comment and liking the video. I release regular content every week on this YouTube channel, and if you'd like to stay in the loop for future videos, please consider subscribing. Until the next time, thanks.